What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I am your host. I am Caitlin Kenna Smith, and today we're talking all about why the fuck you're stuck and how to become unstuck. But that was the episode that we talked about last week, so we're expanding on it, right? Because in last week's mindset episode, we spoke about cognitive dissonance and how so many people are stuck in a state of cognitive dissonance where they have all of these conflicting thoughts going on in their head, and it's causing so much stress and tension, and they feel off, and that's why they feel off, because they have all of these contradicting thoughts swirling around their mind. It's really hard to go all in on yourself. It's really hard to focus on something when you have all of these things swirling around in your brain. So you're aware that cognitive dissonance, or being stuck in a state of cognitive dissonance, could be something that's potentially holding you back. But I want to bring it from another light. So it is February 14th when you guys are listening to this. Oh, so happy Valentine's Day to my people out there. Love yourself, right? Because never fucking apologize for being who you are. That's going to be another episode, though. So it's officially the second month of the year, and in fact, it's almost the third month of the year. Somehow February is just fucking flying by, and I have no idea how that happened so quickly. But it's kind of time to do a little bit of self-reflection. You know, every single person who I know is listening to this podcast has some sort of a goal, whether it be a fitness-related goal, a nutrition-related goal, which is kind of the same thing, or a career goal. You want to accomplish something great in your life. Say you're on this fitness journey. I want you to kind of reflect on it and think about, okay, well, how is this actually going for me? Like, the honest truth. A lot of people remain stuck because they can never actually be honest with themselves, and they don't take personal responsibility because it's kind of uncomfortable to tell ourselves that, maybe we're just not good enough right now, but we need to work towards it. Now, the freaky thing is that 80% of people who started a New Year's resolution have already failed. 80%. 80% of people fail New Year's resolutions, and those failures happen before mid-February. So basically, all of those people have failed. If you didn't, congratulations, you made it. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard that statistic or a similar statistic before, but here's a shocking statistic that maybe you haven't heard. Research suggests that roughly 80% of people who shed a significant portion of their body fat, who lose a significant amount of weight, will not maintain that degree of weight loss for 12 months. Meaning that they'll lose a significant portion of their body fat, they'll lose a significant amount of weight, and they'll gain it all back before 12 months. That's fucking crazy. Now, why does this actually happen? Because obviously those 80%ers didn't work as hard as they did to lose the weight with the intent to gain it all back. So what went wrong? You know, I've been a coach and a trainer for just over 10 years. So I've seen so many things when it comes to people not sticking to their weight loss goals. You know, excessive cardio, where they're doing something that's not realistic. They're not strength training, so they're not building muscle. There's too much restriction. And all of those things lead to somebody quitting or failing at their weight loss goal or just gaining all of the weight back. But the thing is, the excessive cardio, or the restriction, if you tell that same person, hey, don't do that, and they know that they shouldn't do that if they want to actually sustain weight loss, well, why the hell does it keep happening? Because it does. It keeps happening. The statistics don't change. So 5 of the most common reasons why people fail at any goal, fitness or not, is lack of clarity, lack of discipline, failure to set realistic expectations, lack of accountability, and fear of failure or success. Too many people set really, really broad goals and they don't have a clear plan of action, and this makes it really challenging to actually stay focused. All right, I want you to imagine that you're trying to burn down some grass, all right? So you take a flamethrower and you're just kind of flowing it all over the place. It's going to take much longer than if you were to try to burn one patch of grass and you were to take a laser beam and just fucking annihilate that one patch of grass. because you have so much focus and energy in that laser beam that you can take anything out. Discipline, most people fucking just don't have discipline because they keep letting themselves down. They keep saying that they're going to do one thing and they do the exact opposite. So if you are one of those people, and I hear it all the time, I just want to be more disciplined. I want to build discipline. The only way for you to build discipline is to work on that skill. And the only way for you to work on the skill of discipline is to do the things that you don't want to do when you say you're going to do them. For example, if you tell yourself that you're going to go to the gym at 5 a.m. before you go to work, and you wake up and it's cold and it's dark and you didn't sleep well and you don't feel like going, you still get up and you go because that was a promise that you made to yourself. You don't have discipline because when things get a little bit uncomfortable, you lose momentum and you stop and you don't do the things that you said you were going to do. Some people say, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds in 2 months. You're probably not going to do that. If you do that, well, you know what's probably going to happen is you're probably going to gain it all back because you've set unrealistic expectations. You should set goals that are challenging but achievable within the time frame that you're setting them. If you tell me that you're going to lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks, if I get on a consultation call with you, you want to be a new client, and you say, hey, my number one goal is I want to lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks, I'm going to say, I cannot help you do that. I will not help you do that. Because my number one for my clients is that I will never sacrifice their health and longevity in pursuit of a goal. Because that's just stupid. And if you have a coach that says, yeah, let's fucking do it, first of all, run away. They don't know what they're doing. Run fucking far away. They're going to ruin you. Lack of accountability and support. So this is a big one that I see. Like, without accountability or a strong support system, most people struggle to stay committed to their goals. And having someone as a guide along the journey and somebody who can actually look at things from a different objective perspective increases your likelihood of success. So a lot of people, for example, they'll step on the scale and the scale went up a pound because there's a little bit of water that they're holding on to or inflammation, or because the scale just fucking goes up and down and it just happens. And if they have a coach telling them, hey, keep following the process. You're doing everything right. Don't worry about the scale. It goes up and down for so many different reasons. It's probably because you didn't sleep very well last night, or because you're excessively stressed, or because you had a little bit more sodium than usual, or you didn't poop this morning. You know, the coach is going to be able to have those objectives to tell you and take you and kind of talk you off the cliff. Whereas the client without the coach is going to say, fuck, I should just starve myself today and eat less and do excessive cardio, and then the scale will go down tomorrow. And that's why you keep failing, because that's not sustainable at all. And you keep messing up your process. So if you're somebody who's like, I don't need a coach, you probably do. I have two, and I'm a coach. It's valuable to have accountability and support and to have a different perspective looking at you. And then the final thing, fear of failure or fear of success. Some people fear failure and they avoid taking risks because they're afraid, well, what if I fail? While others actually fear success because they fear that the success that they get may change their life, and they fear that change, which is so silly. You get one life. Don't allow fear of anything to stop you from going all in. So now, lack of clarity, lack of discipline, failure to set realistic expectations, lack of accountability or support, fear of failure or success. Which one are you? Which of those 5 are you? I want you to stop right now. I want you to think about it. I want you to rewind if you need to. Which one are you? Identify it. You can be more than one. If you're all 5, please send me an email. Let's work together. But now that you've clearly identified the problem, you're about 90% there. Okay, we're 90% to the solution. Hang with me. So how do we overcome the limitations that we place on ourselves? Because all of these things are limitations that we've placed on ourselves, that you've placed on yourself. And all 5 of those limitations can be fixed by one simple thing. It all comes down to this one thing. Who do you see when you look at yourself in the mirror? For real. Who do you see when you look at yourself in the mirror? Because most of us see somebody who's not where we want to be. We look in the mirror and we see exactly where we are today. If we're making $5,000 a month and we want to make $10,000 a month, we're looking in the mirror and we're seeing ourselves making $5,000 a month. How the fuck are we ever going to make 10 if we can't see it? If you're on a weight loss journey, if you look in the mirror and you see yourself like uncomfortable, overweight, 30 pounds off of where you want to be, and that's who you see, instead of seeing the person that you want to be, well, then you're never going to get to the person that you want to be. Because the truth is that you have to live in your vision. You might be a kitten right now, but you have to look in the mirror and you have to see a fucking lion. And I know this is hard. When I was dying of an eating disorder, I struggled with this. I looked in the mirror and I saw somebody who was just too fucking far gone. Why even bother trying, right? Over time, I started to fix who I saw in the mirror, and I started to see myself thriving, making an impact on other people, and being strong as fuck. I was living in my vision. I was seeing who I wanted to be, because that was the biggest thing that was helping me in the moments where I felt like nothing else could. The truth is, you're never, ever, ever, no matter how hard you try, you're never going to outwork your own self-image. And that's a really hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. You're always going to make the type of money that you deserve you should make. You're always going to be in the type of body that you deserve to be in. And the reason why you're stuck is because you think you deserve to be here. And I know for a lot of people, you're probably thinking, that's stupid. I don't do that. You probably fucking do. If you're truly able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I believe, then you would actually do anything to make that goal happen. You would do whatever the fuck it took to make that goal happen. You have to think like, act like, behave like somebody who is actually living in your vision, in your goal. And most people will never do this. Most people will listen to this podcast and they'll say, that's bullshit. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Because most people would rather hang on to what they have because they're afraid of losing it. And that's why so many people remain stuck and don't take the risk to move forward, because they're afraid of losing what they have, so they never take a risk. You have to understand that you deserve abundance. And when you realize that, that is when you will truly be able to do or be willing to do whatever it takes. What do you need to do to reach your goal? You need to start believing that you can reach your goal. You need to start saying that you deserve to reach your goal. And once you believe and once you know you deserve it, relentless action occurs and you will truly do whatever it takes. And the best way to build belief is to fucking take action. So I don't care how scared you are of failure or success. I don't care how scared you are of what other people are going to think of you. I don't care how scared you are. Do it scared. I don't care if you wake up tomorrow morning and you're anxious and depressed. Go execute anxious and depressed. I wake up in the morning. Some mornings I don't want to get out of bed because I feel so anxious or I feel just like so low. But that doesn't mean that I don't get up and show up for myself. I just show up for myself. Maybe I'm a little bit more anxious today. I'm still going to the gym and I'm still doing my training. I'm just doing it anxious. The problem is that you continue to lose momentum because you let the challenges that life throws at you stop you. And you can't navigate life when things get hard. That's the truth. And again, it's the truth. It's a hard pill to swallow that not a lot of people are going to take action on because they're going to just say, I'm offended by that. Well, you know what? If you ever get offended by anything that I say, the shoe fucking fits. Because I'm not calling you out. I'm not saying Bob, Tom, Karen. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying it's you. You're just hearing what I'm saying and you're getting offended because the shoe fucking fits. You're the only thing standing in your way. The only thing. You're the problem, but you're also the solution. And your future self is literally waiting for you to step into your purpose and your power. So do it. Get obsessed and chase something that fucking excites you. Never lose momentum. I'll leave you with this. If you're a train going 100 miles an hour, you're going to blast through any brick wall that comes in your direction. If you're that same train and you're starting and you're stopping and you're starting and you're stopping, that brick wall is going to fucking crush you. Never lose momentum no matter what's going on in your life. Never lose momentum even when shit gets hard. Continue to show up for yourself and give your best effort, and do it scared, do it anxious, do it depressed, just fucking do it. Nobody can do it for you. People can help guide you along the way. They can give you advice. They can give you tools. They can support you. But nobody can actually take the steps for you. So guys, I hope that you found this episode valuable. If you did, please share it with at least one person. Share it on your social medias. Tag me. I love to see you guys sharing the podcast. And go out and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.